Welcome back to the part 2 of Unit 5 that deals with the modification met by distribution law. Distribution law is deviated when the solute undergoes either association or dissociation or chemical combination. Okay, so for better understanding, I have just tabulated all the three of them and with some side headings here. We will discuss them one by one for the easy derivation part. Okay, so in association, when the solute is added to the two immiscible liquid phase system, okay, solute X is added to two phase system, and the liquids present in these system is immiscible, okay, as we discussed earlier, right? And the solute that is present in phase 1, that is the first heading, okay, solute present in phase 1 do not undergo any kind of association. It won't undergo any kind of association. That means this will be in the normal state. It would be in normal state, or we can say it as no change in molecular formula of solute. There won't be any change in the molecular formula of solute. Okay, what is meant by association? I will give you few example, like when phenol is added to benzene, it forms a dimer, something like this. Okay, it forms a dimer. Similarly, acetic acid in benzene, acetic acid is a solvent, phenol is a solvent. When the solute runs into the benzene solvent, what happens? It forms a dimer. So this kind of reaction is called as association of the solute. Clear? So the solute in phase 1 won't change. It will be in it will exist as such in phase number 1. So I can write it as no change in molecular formula of the solute. And same thing reflects for dissociation as well as chemical combination. In phase 1 of dissociation, there won't be any kind of change in the molecular formula of the solute. Similarly, in chemical combination of the solute in any one of the solvent, in that also, in the first phase, there won't be any change for this X. X is nothing but the solute. So this reflects the same in both of them. Okay, clear? Now coming to the solute in phase 2. What happens in phase 2? It undergoes association, and for dissociation of solute, it will be splitted up into two. Here it forms dimer or polymer. Here it will dissociate. That means it will split up. Usually, almost all the univalent electrolyte like NaCl, hydrochloric acid, sodium chloride, hydrochloric acid, potassium chloride, all these things will be undergoing a dissociation in which solvent? Water as the solvent. Water is the solvent and these are the solutes here. And in association, this phenol or acetic acid is the solute and benzene is the solvent for both the cases. In benzene, phenol and acetic acid will form dimers, and in water electrolytes, univalent electrolyte will undergo dissociation, something like this. Clear? And chemical combination, it will be mixing with n moles of solute to form a complex ion. It forms a complex ion. This will be explained in detail while we are dealing with applications of this distribution law. Okay, right. Now here I can fill it as X in phase 2 for association of solute in one of the solvent. Here I can fill as solute in phase 2 will undergo what? It will undergo association. It will undergo association. And for this side, dissociation of solute in one of the solvent, in under that particular modification, solute X in phase 2 will undergo dissociation. And here chemical combination. Yes, up to this, are you all clear? So in all the three conditions in phase 1, just we are assuming, okay, for deriving the mathematical expression. Okay, so phase 1, in all the three things, it will remain same. The molecular formula of the added solute will be as such, whereas in phase 2 it will undergo the association, dissociation and chemical combination. So since there is no change in phase number 1, the chemical equilibria can be written as X equilibrium with X, X equilibrium with X, X equilibrium with X. And the chemical equilibria for association will be looking something like this. N moles of the solute will undergo association to form polymer. If 2 moles of solute, if it undergoes association, it forms a dimer, something like this. Okay, so here I can write the chemical equilibria existing in phase 2 is this one. Okay, so N moles of the solute will undergo association to form polymer. And for dissociation, what happens? The chemical equilibria existing in phase 2 will be looking something like this. It will just dissociate. NaCl means Na plus Cl minus, like, okay. So I can write it as X equilibrium with Y plus Z. And the last thing, that is chemical combination of solute with any one of the liquid pairs, will be like this. That is a chemical equilibrium existing in phase 2. Okay, it will combine with n moles of solvent. This is solvent molecule. S represents the solvent molecule. It will combine with that to form the complex. So I can write here as X reacting with n moles of solvent molecules to form a complex. Is that clear? Okay. And the next heading is concentration of solute in phase 1. Concentration of solute in phase 1, let it be as C1 in all the three cases. Okay, and the concentration of solute in phase 2, let it be C2 for all association, dissociation and chemical combination as well. And the next heading is this one, you are going to take only the chemical equilibria in phase 2 and you are going to inspect it. Okay, so just I am going to rewrite all these expression. Okay, so let us do that first. So I have written the chemical equilibria of phase 2, right, for association, dissociation and chemical combination. So first let us take 1 mole of solute, 1 mole of the solute. Okay, and if you just see that there won't be no association, no association, no dissociation and no chemical combination. There won't be any association or dissociation or chemical combination. And when a chemical equilibrium is set between the two phase, whenever the chemical equilibrium is set between the both the liquid phase, then only it will undergo, this 1 mole will undergo association, undergoes association, and it will undergo, when chemical equilibrium is set between two liquid layers, what will happen? It will undergo association, dissociation as well as what? The chemical combination. Clear? Right. Now we are going to consider that alpha is the degree of association, alpha is the degree of dissociation and alpha is the degree of chemical combination. That means, let me just give the definition for this. Degree of association is defined as the total number of molecules, okay, that is being associated or dissociated under this definition, okay, or dissociated or undergoes some chemical combination. Okay, so we are considering alpha as a degree of association here and degree of dissociation here and degree of chemical combination. That means how many number of molecules that is involved in the process. In simple words I am saying. Okay, so the number of molecules that is unassociated is 1 minus alpha. Okay, and the number of molecules that is being associated is alpha, this one, okay, alpha divided by n. And coming to this dissociation of solute in any one of the liquid pairs, the number of molecules undissociated is 1 minus alpha and the number of molecule that is being dissociated is alpha for this y and alpha for this z. Okay, and here the number of solute, the solute that is not being involved in this chemical combination is written as 1 minus alpha, and here the number of molecules involved in chemical combination is alpha. Clear? Now just you must consider this alone, this part alone. Only we are talking about the solute. Right, now the concentration of the solute, concentration of unassociated solute is, since we are talking about phase 2, concentration of solute in phase 2 is C2. Just I should multiply this by C2. That's it, okay. C2 into 1 minus alpha C2 into alpha by n. Here also the same. It reflects the same for all these things also. Okay, C2 alpha, C2 alpha, C2 1 minus alpha, and C2 alpha. Okay, so this is nothing but what? The concentration of unassociated solute, concentration of associated solute, concentration of undissociated solute, concentration of dissociated solute. Here, concentration of the solute that is not being undergone by any kind of a combination, chemical reaction. And here, the concentration of solute that is being undergone by some reaction. Okay, so now what is the next step is, you are going to simply go for the distribution law. You are going to apply distribution law. Okay, so what you are going to do is, we know the formula, we already know the formula that distribution law is nothing but the concentration of solute X in phase 1 to the concentration of solute X in phase 2 is equal to, what is this? The distribution coefficient or partition coefficient, right? So for association, how to write for association? The concentration of this solute in phase 1, we already said that, right? Here we have said concentration of solute in phase 1 is C1. Okay, so I can just put it as C1 right here. Okay, concentration of solute in phase 1 is C1. So C1 divided by concentration of solute X in phase 2. Since we are talking only about the solute that is not undergone by association or dissociation or combination. So what concentration of solute X in phase 2 we should say take? We must only take the unassociated, undissociated things. Okay, and here the thing that is not undergone by chemical reaction. Okay, before the combination with the n number of solute, what is the concentration of this solute here? That is this one. Okay, so just you must divide this by this one. Concentration of solute X in phase 2. Okay, this one only you should take, because in phase 2 it undergoes some kind of association, dissociation, all those things, right? So you must take only the solute concentration, not the associated solute concentration. Okay, so I should take this one, C2 into 1 minus alpha divided by C2 into 1 minus alpha is equal to Kd. And when you apply the distribution law for dissociation, you will get it as C1 by, okay, C1 by C2 into 1 minus alpha is equal to Kd, right? And for the chemical combination, concentration of the solute in phase 1 will be C1. That is common for all the three, as we discussed earlier. Okay, it is common for all the three. And the concentration of solute in phase 2, only the solute, okay, that is C2 into 1 minus alpha, only the solute, not the solute combined with the solvent. You should not take the concentration of that solute. Okay, so C2 into 1 minus alpha is equal to what? Kd. Next we are going to apply the chemical equilibrium for this equilibria. Okay, we already know that the chemical equilibrium constant is proportional to the concentration of the product divided by the concentration of the reactant. Similarly, it does for here we won't do. For dissociation, it is stopped up to the applying the distribution law. So this is the final mathematical expression used for dissociation of solute in one of the liquid pairs. Okay, so for the final one, for chemical combination, here also the chemical equilibrium K is directly proportional to the concentration of the product to the concentration of the reactant. Concentration of both the reactant you should take. Okay, right. And now we will just write it here. So here we can just have it as K is equal to concentration of the product. That means this one. 1 by n, I am just taking this 1 by n outside. Okay, 1 by n is taken outside. 1 by n C2 alpha divided by concentration of the reactant. This one. Okay, concentration of this reactant is C2 into 1 minus alpha. So C2 into 1 minus alpha. Now what I am going to do is I am going to take the nth root for both the sides. For both the sides I am going to take the nth root. If I take the nth root for this constant, it will be as such. It will be remain as a constant only. So I am taking what? Nth root. Take nth root on both the sides. If I do that, we will get it as nth root of C2 alpha. See here, concentration of this power n. Okay, this is important. This power n you must be bringing to here. Okay, divided by C2 into 1 minus alpha is equal to constant. Okay, after taking nth root on both the sides. Clear? Next, for the chemical equilibrium for this particular reaction you should write. Okay, here chemical equilibrium constant is equal to the concentration of the product side. So this is the concentration of the product. So I can write it as K is equal to C2 alpha divided by concentration of the reactant. So C2 into 1 minus alpha into the concentration of this solvent. So I will write it as solvent power is n. Okay, this n. Clear? Okay. Now you are going to divide. Say this is, consider this as equation number 1 and this one as the equation number 2. For association I am talking. So dissociation overs up to this part it overs. Okay, and if you just divide 1 by 2. Okay, I am going to divide 1 divided by 2. What you will get? You will get as it will be, this denominator part will be getting onto the numerator. So this term and this term will be cancelled. So it would be ended up as C1 divided by nth root of C2 alpha is equal to constant is the required mathematical expression for association of solute in any one of the solvent. And this is the mathematical expression for what? Dissociation of solute in one of the solvent. And coming to this one,